everybody. Welcome to day 7 of the 30 days and 30 ways to clear your energy. I'm really enjoying this. It's actually creating a lot of remembering for me to kind of go into my space and clear stuff when I'm feeling a little bit out of sorts or a little bit exhausted or whatever it might be. Remembering that, looking after ourselves is a combination of the physical looking after, good food, good rest, all of the rest of it, and the energy work. And I think if we combine the two and we give ourselves the nurturing and love that we need, then we can actually really show up the best way that we can in our life and work and everything else. It's not always possible to be 100% on the game, but it is always possible to use a couple of tools to just clear things out and to help you feel a little bit better. So one of the things that I come across a lot myself and I have learned to work with on a really deep level is this concept of dropping some of the negative energies out of my thoughts and my feelings and what I'm kind of showing up as, and also calling my will and energy back on things. So these are two processes that are not mine, and I do use them and I do find them really helpful. So I think one of them is an access consciousness process. It's called point of creation and point of destruction, which is basically when you are thinking about something or experiencing something and it feels really unaligned and it makes you feel triggered in whatever way. So if you're talking about something and you're just getting all of these feelings come up, if something hits you sideways and you don't really know where it's come from, if you find yourself spiraling in this kind of negative thought process, you can ask yourself a couple of different questions. So you can ask yourself, is this mine? Does this belong to me? Does this belong to someone else or something else? So if this thought, feeling, experience, initiation, whatever's showing up in your system isn't feeling like it's yours, then you have permission to return it to sender with love and consciousness. So this is something that I use. I don't find it super powerful myself personally, but when I was first learning, like all the way at the beginning, I actually found it super, super helpful. So I think if you're just starting to learn about energies and starting to kind of discern, and your boundaries are a little bit fluffy and you're not really 100% sure about whether what you're processing is yours or someone else's, those questions are really helpful. And if you tune into something and go, oh, that's not mine, and I'm going to return it to sender with consciousness and love, or return it to the earth with consciousness and love, then you are essentially freeing yourself of that as a thought form, projection, belief that doesn't actually belong to you. This is going to happen a lot more with empathic people, with people who have boundaries that are really struggling, or people that are super energetic and not very grounded, so that they are pretty much a magnet for other people's energies. So asking yourself if it's yours is really, really helpful. The next one is this point of creation, point of destruction. And this is kind of when it is yours, and when these thoughts, beliefs, feelings, issues are yours and you're struggling with them and they're not really helping you. I actually find this a beautiful and simple technique to just pot and pock a certain way of being. Okay, so for an example, I often sit with, especially in my business, I don't always sit in my flow. Sometimes I sit in my questioning. And what I will do then is just pot and pock the things that don't serve me. So if I'm feeling, oh my goodness, what I'm doing in my strategy isn't working, I'm getting really frustrated, I don't really know what I'm doing, I'll just pot and pock that whole thought sequence and just release it from my body, release it from my energetics. And that, the pot and pock for me, I found extremely powerful. We are very powerful manifestors as human beings. We manifest our reality and our beliefs through how we show up, how we think, how we feel, how we function. And if there's something that isn't serving us and we just dive into it and stay there, we get really stuck. And this is when we start sabotaging ourselves. But if we can start becoming more aware of, oh, wow, I've been stuck in that thought process for 3 days now. Why am I still thinking this? Give yourself an experiment and just say, I want to pot and pock that entire thought sequence. I just want to pot and pock that. The point of creation and point of destruction is this: I go into the point of where I created that, whether it's this life, a past life, an intergalactic life, wherever it comes from, we don't need to know. We just go to that point of creation by acknowledging it. And then we go to the point of destruction, which is right now. I'm aware of the point of creation where I started that thought process, and I'm creating that point of destruction where I'm ending that thought process, and I'm doing it right now. And we kind of shorten it into pot and pock, and we're going to pot and pock that right away, and I'm going to release it. And for me, it's almost like poof, it goes completely into thin air. And I'm very energetically attuned. I will look for it. I'm like, oh my goodness, is that still there? I'm not really sure. And if I feel it and I can't see it anymore, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is magic. This is so magic. I love it. So pot and pock, really powerful. And the third one is finding a way to bring back your will and energy on things. So this is also not from me. I don't 100% know what's from. I learned it through a friend. So whoever developed this, thank you very much. I will absolutely acknowledge you if I know who you are. But basically what you do is you encircle your hands like so, like you kind of clasp them and bring them up so that they're in front of your chest. And you basically call your will and energy back on things that are creating pain and fear and frustration for you. So it's very similar to the pot and pock. But I really like this for if I'm just going to thought project into what I have to do today. I want to call my will and energy back on anything that's creating a bit of frustration and fear. So for me, I'm really not good at certain elements of my business. And if I know I have to deal with them that day and I'm really unsure about how to go about it, I'll call my will and energy back on that. If I have a really difficult conversation that I need to have, if I have a really painful, annoying thing that I have to do, I will call my will and energy back around that as I reach out into the future and feel into it. Okay, so I'll future project my day and then I'll call my will and energy back on what it is that I need to do. So it's a really powerful tool. I really like it. And what I've kind of developed over however long, and I'm practicing at the moment, is a routine in the morning before I get out of bed, before I do anything, before I start my day, as much as I can, because I have two tiny people and they constantly get into my bed in the morning, and it makes it really hard to do this. But when they are not in my bed, and my husband, bless him, will bring me my phone and my earphones because we do not sleep in the bedroom with our phones. He'll bring them in and he'll just put them on my bedside table, bless him. So all I have to do is chuck them in my ears and just start listening to some kind of delta waves or alpha waves or theta waves or some kind of healing energy. And I'll do this motion and I will call back my energy and will as I future project into the day and I know what I need to do. And then what I'll do once I start to feel some energy coming back about anything that I'm losing my energy to, I will start to go into my manifesting energy, which is creating a proper energy for my auric field, a proper energy for what I'm going to create that day. And I allow myself to feel into it and start getting excited by it, start to really enjoy what I'm about to do, and bring in the energy of what it is that I want to create, what the intention is. Okay, I'm going to do all of these videos today for my business. What is my intention? What am I creating? What am I calling in? And I basically, it's a manifesting exercise. If I get a lot of self-doubts come in, I'll pot and pock them. But the deeper I go into that quantum field, the easier it is to visualize. And I keep calling my intention in. I keep calling my intention in. And I also call my guides in and I'll ask my guides, what do I need to know? Is there anything I need to know? Anything I need to work on? And I always get information. I find it more helpful if I have a particular guide coming in and out. I do have one particular guide who is with me at the moment, and he is chatting to me constantly. And I'm so grateful for him because he's pulling me up on a lot of things. And he's reminding me to kind of, stay in my power and keep my energies aligned and all of these things, which is really helpful when you start to do the spiral. And I don't always have the mindfulness to do the pot and pock. I try, but I'm human. I don't always manage it. But when I do, it's really, really powerful. And at the moment, I've got my beautiful guide who comes in and says, we're sitting in this space. We're doing this instead. So calling the will and energies back. really helpful. Pot and pocking anything that isn't working from a your own thoughts and belief place. And if it doesn't belong to you, you return it to sender with love, or you return it to the earth with love and consciousness. And that is a beautiful way to clear your energy and to keep you really focused in the present, on your goals, on your intentions, and on who you really are, and just getting rid of all of the noise, which is constantly going to weigh you down and move you away from your path. I hope you really enjoyed this. I will be back tomorrow for day 8 of Clear Your Energy. If you would like to join my Intuitive Mastery School, I have a link below where we do have this beautiful living workshop of loads of different spiritual healing and intuitively activating techniques that you can learn for yourself. And it really helps you to streamline relationships, career, money, and all of the things that you're trying to attract and call in, but you might be losing yourself in lack of clarity and lack of decisions. If you'd like to join, click on the link below, and I'll see you tomorrow.